Hey guys, Avi here, and welcome back to our Python series. In this lecture, we're going to be learning conditional statements. Now, the core concept of conditional statements is an if and else case. If something is happening, we want something to happen. Otherwise, we have an else case where something else happens. While that may seem confusing, let's go ahead and take a practical example. Let's say it's raining outside. If it's raining, I'm going to take an umbrella. If it's not raining, I'll wear shorts. Something as straightforward as that basically defines what a conditional statement is. You have the concept of true and false, and if something is true, the if code will run. Otherwise, if that statement is false, then the false code will run. So let's go ahead and give a quick example of how if statements work. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and say if 5 greater than 3. Okay, so notice how I used these parentheses, and then inside of that, I put a statement. This statement has to result to either true or false, okay? It has to give me some sort of output, which is a Boolean value, either true or false. If 5 is greater than 3, colon, now I'm going to hit enter, and it gives me the next line. So if this statement, 5 greater than 3, is true, I want something to happen. Now I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to print hello, okay? That's perfect, hit enter, and I get hello. So this is the core foundation of conditional statements. If this statement, 5 greater than 3 is true, I want to print out hello. What if this condition is not true though? What if we put a false condition? I'm going to go ahead and say if, 3 is less than 2. Obviously it's not, colon. Then I want to say print hello, okay? Otherwise, so I'm going to shift tab. So notice how our cursor right now is at print. If you hit shift tab on your keyboard, you go back, okay? We want to go back one statement, and we want to say else. So if this condition, 3 less than 2, is not true, then I'm going to print out the condition was not true, okay? And now I get the condition was not true. So one thing I want you guys to really notice right over here is that Python is very dependent on where you type your code. Your if and else statements have to be on the same line. That shows that this if and this else are together. They're one block of code. And then the functions for each if and the function for each else has to be one tab to the right, or 4 spaces, whatever you guys choose. So if 3 is less than 2, tab, print hello, else, and then we have this gap over here, print the condition was not true. That's very, very important, okay? So now continuing on, these conditional statements have operators, okay? We have greater than, we have less than, but there's also various relational operators in Python. I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you a couple of them. So we have 3 greater than or equal to 2, okay? That's true. We have 3 less than or equal to 2, that's going to be false. We have 3 equal to 3, okay? So when you're comparing objects in Python, for example, it could be variables, you could be comparing numbers, you could be comparing strings, you use the double equal to sign. I know what you guys are thinking. What if you use a single equal to sign? What if we say 5 equal to 3? What happens then? We get an error. Python uses the single equal to sign to assign a value. When we say a variable name, and equal to Avi, we assign the value Avi to the variable name. But if you want to compare two values, if you want to compare a number to another number, then we have to say 2 equal to's, and then any number 2, okay? And the last relational operator is not equal to. If you want to check if two things are not equal to each other, we use an exclamation mark and then an equal to sign. So 3 not equal to 2, we get true. So just to quickly recap on the 6 relational operators, you have greater than, you have less than, you have greater than equal to, you have less than equal to, you have equal to, which is basically compare to, and then we have not equal to. So these are your 6 relational operators. And the last thing I want to cover in this lecture is elif. Say we have a number and we have different ranges. I'm going to go ahead and create an age variable, set this equal to 16, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and say if my age is less than 13. If my age is less than 13, I'm going to say print out you are young, okay? Now I want to create a condition for when my age is between 13 and 18. Okay, right now, all we know is if and else. That's where elif comes in. Elif basically acts as another if statement. Elif stands for else if. So I'm going to go ahead and say elif, age greater than or equal to 13, and, okay? So this is very key. This and basically means we're combining both conditions together. If age is greater than or equal to 13 and age is less than 18, I'm going to go ahead and say print you are a teenager, okay? And then else, I'm going to go ahead and say print you are an adult. Okay, so quick thing to know over here, guys. Remember, just look at this placement of the if, elif, and else. They're all in one line. And then the functions, they're all in one line. Make sure yours look exactly the same. Otherwise, you will get an error. And make sure that you have your colons after your if and elif. Most people forget to do that. Hit enter, and I'm going to get you are a teenager. So in conditional statements, you also have this concept of ands and ors. Ands basically combine both conditional statements. If I say if 5 is greater than 3, and, so if 5 is greater than 3, and 2 is greater than 1, print hi, I'm going to get hi, because both of these conditions return true. However, with or, what you can do is say, if 5 is greater than 3, and 2 is less than 1, which is false, print hi, we're still going to get hi. Because if 5 is greater than 3, oh, I'm sorry, I used and. Okay, so if 5 is greater than 3, I'm going to make this or, and print hi. We're still going to get hi because of the or condition. What or does is it basically checks both conditions, and if one of them is true, just one has to be true, then it will result the entire condition to be true. So there's two main sort of these comparators, and or, and make sure that both of the conditions are true, or just checks to see if one of them is true. Alright, so let's do a quick recap of conditional statements. First of all, there's if and else. If some condition is true, perform a function, else, which is basically the backup option, do another function. You have 6 different relational operators: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, compared to, and not equal to, okay? Those are your 6 relational operators. Elif basically allows you to have multiple if statements. You can say if, then elif, 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 and then always have a backup option, else, okay? And then last but not least, we touched base on and or, and make sure that both conditions you're comparing are true, and or make sure that at least one of them is true for the entire condition to be true. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully conditional statements made sense to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.